That's awkward. Good morning and happy Thursday, everybody. So, wow, there really isn't. I'm trying to think over what else I have to do today outside of my NFL pick, but that quite literally is all I have to worry about right now is my NFL pick. But before I do that, let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. My low is, I sort of did get in an argument with my mom, but it really was over something stupid. So, basically she told me to do something and I did. I just did other stuff, and long story short, she got mad at me for going above and beyond what she asked me to do. Yeah, I know, I should have done what my mom said, but, listen. Ask anyone who works at any kind of job or a company, and they'll tell you that when your boss asks you to do something, while it's great if you actually do what they say, they really expect you to go above and beyond, and that's what I did. So, yeah, take that for what you will. But my high was obviously seeing my folks yesterday, and we had mac and cheese for dinner. Actually, it was shells and cheese specifically, because we had shells and cheese. And my act of kindness, in spite of getting into the argument with mom, is I did do what my mom asked me to do. So that was my act of kindness, is doing what my mom told me to do. She just got mad at me over the other stuff I did for her. Okay, so it's actually quite interesting because, like, the other day, I genuinely would have told you, like, okay, I knew that the Jets are going to be playing the Patriots tonight. And if the Jets had just been if the Jets had just beaten the 49ers, which I knew they were going to do, and if the Patriots really weren't as good as they are now, this choice would be easy. But it's surprisingly not. And on top of all that, they are division rivals. So, you know that both teams are going to play each other very aggressively, which, to be fair, as a football fan, that is what I'm looking for. Off the top of my head, though, I really do not have, I do have ideas of who I want to win tonight. In fact, I really could just make my pick right now and add to the end of the video, but, I'd rather not have the video be like not even 5 minutes long. So, this is actually a tough pick. Because, here's the thing, my uncle's actually a Seahawks fan, and they just beat the Patriots last week. A team that surprisingly had beaten the Bengals. No one expected the Patriots to beat the Bengals. Like, if the Patriots had beaten any other team that I knew for a fact wasn't good, I'd be like, okay, they just got lucky. They're totally going to lose to the Jets. But they beat the Bengals. I can tell you for a fact that the Patriots are not as good as, say, like, this. Well, the Seahawks figured out that the reason why the Patriots are so good is because they have a great running game. And considering that the Jets got completely thwacked by the 49ers a couple weeks ago, and I do believe they just barely beat the Titans a week ago, like, I really was ready to pick the Jets, I'm not going to lie. It's just hard for me to say that wholeheartedly, knowing what I already know. So, This is only my 33rd NFL pick of this season, and this is unfortunately gets to the point during the football season where now it's a matter of, okay, like, what happened in the previous weeks? What makes sense right now? And do I really want to have my heart pick for me, or do I really want to use my head? Because up until, like when I found out this game was going to happen, I was going to be like, okay, let's see if the Jets can actually pull out a win, and let's see if the Patriots got lucky the week before. And the Jets did win, and I wouldn't say the Patriots got lucky the week before. They gave the Seahawks all they could handle. It was a great game. Very close game, actually. And when I think about it, like, these are the Patriots under a new head coach. Bill Belichick is no longer there. I mean, neither is Tom Brady, but that was already made evident before. And I was just going over this with my folks, I believe it was last night or the night before over dinner. But the only two teams I know for a fact are undefeated as of right now that aren't the Seahawks are the Bills, let's go Buffalo, and the Vikings, Skol Vikings. And for whatever, this is just a bit of a side story, don't worry, I'm going to get to the main. This is a side quest, okay? One Super Bowl I've always wanted to see, for like the last few years now, is a Bills-Vikings Super Bowl. Because both teams have been to the Super Bowl before, 4 times. And they lost all 4 of those Super Bowls. If they met in the Super Bowl, one team would finally get the win while the other would keep that streak alive. I really don't know who would be more painful for, the Bills or the Vikings. I mean, on the one hand, again, I'm surrounded by the entirety of the Bills Mafia, so, like, the amount of tension that would come from an event like that would be palpable. Meanwhile, I also know a few friends who are Vikings fans, and they wouldn't be too happy either. Okay. So that was a bit of a side quest, and I just find it really interesting that both of those teams are undefeated right now. I mean, I'm sure it's destined to change. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this upcoming Sunday I wind up picking the Vikings to lose a game. I don't know who they're playing at the moment. The Bills I'm always going to be a lot more optimistic for. Again, surrounded by the Bills Mafia. So, I don't really know where to... So, chances are I'll probably pick the Bills to win. Even against what would be known as insurmountable odds. Oh, right, the Chiefs are also undefeated too. And I know for a fact the Bills are going to play the Chiefs this year. They have to. It would be on their schedule. They're also going to have to play the Ravens at some point. That's going to be a tough game. Man. I don't know. Honestly, right now, I'm getting far too ahead of myself. So, I mean, both teams are 1-1. Either way, technically, because actually, no matter who wins, the Bills would still be the number 1 seed because they haven't had a loss yet. For the sake of the Buffalo Bills and the Bills Mafia, it comes down to which of these two teams scares me more. Because I'll tell you right now, the Dolphins, they're done. After Tua got injured, I really do not expect them to do anything for the rest of this year. Like, they may get a win or two, but this year right now, the Dolphins, they're a wash. They're a total wash. They are. That's no secret. I'm sure every Bills Mafia fan is happy about that, even though a lot of them were very supportive for Tua and donated to his charity, which is nice. Very nice. So between the Patriots and the Jets, I gotta go with who scares me more. And therefore, who do I not want to win, but I'm going to wind up picking anyway? And as long as the New York Jets have Aaron Rodgers, as stupid as it sounds, as much as I really do not like Aaron Rodgers, you know, I gotta say, over the last 2 games, the Jets really do look solid. They do. They just do. I mean, it's amazing what happens when Aaron Rodgers is actually healthy. I mean, yeah, they got completely thwacked by the 49ers, but Aaron Rodgers is like one in a lot against the 49ers or some crazy stat like that. So I guess in the end, that doesn't really surprise me. But even in that thwacking, the Jets actually looked pretty solid. Like, Jets fans, you really do have a lot to look forward to. With a healthy Aaron Rodgers, I don't expect you to win the division. I'm clearly going to guess Buffalo is going to win it wholeheartedly. But a wild card definitely seems more feasible for in your future. And I know it's only week 3. That's the beauty of it. This is only week 3. Like, I'm sure there's a very high possibility that by the end of this year, I'm going to be like, wow, the Jets actually wound up doing pretty well. They're not winning the Super Bowl, though. God, no, they're not winning the Super Bowl at all. Holy cow. But the Jets, the Jets just making the playoffs via wild card, that's going to be probably that should be like their end goal. Like, just make the playoffs, prove that signing Aaron Rodgers wasn't a bad idea. Prove that, the Jets defense isn't actually all talk and, they can get stuff done. Even though, from what I've seen, the Jets defense has been pretty, seriously, the Jets were supposed to have a really solid defense last year. And they have not remotely shown that whatsoever. I mean, again, if it seems like I'm overanalyzing everything, it really is because, again, of all the years I've been making videos involving making NFL picks, last week was the first time I've ever been 8-8. Every team that really had no business losing lost. And vice versa. After my Cowboys lost, I'm genuinely convinced the Saints, I think, are going to be a dark horse. And not to mention the Raiders beat the Ravens. That also shocked me. Which, you know what? I never did do it, did I? The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea, with a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold, and the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun, He'll knock you round and upside down. And laugh that he's conquered and won. Yeah, I probably should. I've been meaning to do that every time the Raiders win, but they really haven't had much success in the last couple of years. Oops. But, yeah, I've rambled on long enough. Let's just call this what it is. I'm totally picking the Jets to win tonight. I mean, let's see if Aaron Rodgers can... It's going to come down to, like, what's better, Aaron Rodgers or the Patriots running game. Because it's clearly the running game that's been thwarting the likes of the Bengals and the Seahawks. Even though the Seahawks won, it's very clear that their running game is very dangerous. So I gotta go with the Jets. So I gotta give the Patriots that much. But if Jets fans, I want to be convinced. If Aaron Rodgers really is the guy for you, you guys are gonna win tonight. So for you guys, I gotta go with the Jets. I hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humble in this video. For all you guys watching, Joe Fernando. If you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Remember, if you guys want to talk to me, we're here to let me know what you're back. Take care and make good choices. 6-0-7 all day, baby.